Smoking Ban by Jennifer Rickard. Gladys was upset. No, not upset, angry. Gladys was angry, and when Gladys got angry, people got roasted. She eyed the cowering messenger, plumes of smoke drifting from her nostrils. "Say that again," she demanded. The snivelling messenger snivelled. "There's a ban on smoking, Ma'am. He can't have any cigarettes. The king ordered it. He said it was all terribly bad for us and that we would all live much better lives if we partook in some refreshing herbal tea rather than poisoned our lungs with foul smoke and grime. Begging Ma'am's pardon, so he just banned them. The city's civilians are no longer allowed to smoke." Gladys let the Ma'am slide. People just didn't know how to speak to dragons these days. At least he hadn't mentioned the paradox of an animal that could naturally breathe fire and smoke, requesting 200 Marlborough in its next hauled from the city. "I'm not a civilian," she snarled. "Well, you sort of are. I mean, you're on all the flags and everything." "I am," said Gladys very calmly, "a fucking dragon. I am a fucking dragon going through cold turkey, and a dragon going through cold turkey is not a happy dragon. Got it? Bite size?" The messenger shook from head to toe, but stood his ground. Gladys was faintly impressed. "I'm sorry, Ma'am. He says you can have more goats if you want in recompense." He waved a hand at the already unfortunate creatures standing by Gladys's cave with the rest of the horde. One of them bleated plaintively. Gladys reached forward and hooked a claw under the messenger's shirt, dragging him closer to her steaming nose. "Tell you what, Cupcake, I'm going to let you live, just so you can go back and tell your measly mouthful of a king that he has made a big mistake. All right?" She smiled, showing rows of teeth, some with rotting goat flesh still stuck between them. The messenger squealed. Gladys nodded grimly. Message received. The quivering messenger eventually reported something about the dragon not being a happy turkey and goats wanting cigarettes once he could be made to speak, without screaming, that is, but the king got the gist anyway. He sat back in his throne, said shh, and moved on to the next topic. That night, the king's daughter went missing. Gladys wasn't quite sure how to handle her new hostage. The princess was blonde, pretty, and so skinny that there'd be barely any point in eating her, which was all par for the course when it came to princesses, but she had reacted so oddly to being kidnapped. When Gladys had turned up, she'd merely sighed and reached for her bag, then passively allowed Gladys to pluck her from her room with one deft claw without screaming for the guards once. And she'd actually yawned during the resulting flight over the kingdom, and when they reached the cave, she just said, "Oh, some throw cushions in here could really brighten the place up," and fallen asleep neatly in a corner. And now she was sitting by the entrance to the cave and embroidering and singing the sort of songs that made birds sit on her shoulders and fluffy bunnies pop randomly into existence. Gladys tapped her claws irritably on a near-side rock. She wanted a cigarette. "Well, shouldn't you be panicking or something?" she snapped at last. She didn't usually make a habit of talking to her hostages. It would be a bit like striking up a conversation with the steak on your plate. But she was curious and fed up and nicotine deprived. The princess raised her perfect head. Should I? Should I be? Gladys rolled her eyes. You are being held hostage by an angry dragon. The princess shrugged. Yeah, but you won't actually hurt me. You'll keep me here for a while, then my prince would turn up, slay you in a terrific battle and carry him off to safety, and then we'll get married and live happily ever after. Everyone knows that.